Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're upstairs at the table like we normally do. We're gonna try something a little different though. We're gonna start putting out videos from my bench downstairs where I normally do all of my work and servicing guns. We're gonna start a line of videos that is going to help you become a more confident, better paintball player when it comes to managing your own gear. How to fix your guns, common problems that I see with equipment, how to fix tanks, loaders, all those things that we always get questions about. Hopefully these videos can help you solve your own problems and not be relying on someone else to do for you. So I'm trying to help you out, make you a more confident, better paintball player. So watch the videos. We're gonna upload all sorts of content. Thanks for watching, ansgear.com. Okay, so here we are. We have a Lux Ice bolt, and we're gonna install the new Encore bolt into it. So we're gonna just switch it over to the Encore bolt. We have our Encore bolt here. Kind of just pull apart the separate pieces of the Encore bolt. Got our bolt guide. You notice that the bolt guide is now springless. And then our bolt has the ice coating for less maintenance. It's got all that stuff on there. So we're gonna just pull this apart. Need a little bit of a towel here. This is the original bolt. We're taking it apart. I'm gonna set that one to the side. And you'll probably see this later on in some video stuff that we do. You see the new bolt here set up. We're basically going to take the back end of this off. So we're going to separate these two pieces right here. And then we're going to just put it onto there and put it all together. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So let's get the cap off of here first. That will allow our cap to slide off of right there. Now we are going to basically going to remove this O-ring right there, which will allow that to move and also allow us to get a hold of this thing and unscrew it. Now you could take this part off as well to get that off of there. I'm going to try to get it off just the way it is. I'm going to see if I can do it by hand. Sometimes you can unscrew these by hand, sometimes you can't. I really don't have a good way to get a hold of this, so I'm going to take away the rest of these pieces as well. Had to test a gun real quick, listen for some leaking, sorry about that. So I'm going to pull this out of here like that, which will allow this whole assembly to come up out of here. Sometimes you hear some leaking through the back caps of these things. See, these two little O-rings on this little stem right here can cause a lot of leaking issues, especially through the back cap. All right, so here we are right there. Now this flat spot allows us to get a like an adjustable wrench on there, which I thought I had sitting in my bench right here. All my tools over to the side here, but I don't. So I'm gonna go grab one real quick. Got one. We can get on these flat spots right there. And then we can just unscrew this off of here. Allow that part to come out. Put that back in there. All right, now we're in business right here. We're going to put this back together. Back. Whoop. Make sure we put it on the right way. Push that down through there. Put our pin back through. we go. Now we're also going to need this O-ring off of here. This is the one that allows our door to, well, helps our door shut when we lift it up, brings it back down, sets it down. Now we can take our bolt cap, put it on here. Now one of these, don't want to say the trick to this, but this can get tricky in getting this on. You want to make sure that this part back here does slip underneath this little tab that's back here. So that does need to fit underneath there. And then it does need to also, we look down inside here, where the set screw runs through, it needs to go into this little pocket on the latch assembly right there. So you gotta make sure that it actually fits in there properly. So we wanna just size everything up and make sure that it's indexing in there properly. And if it's not, then we gotta wiggle it around until it does. And we know that it fits because we pulled it off of the other one earlier. Make sure I didn't bend this a little bit to keep it from popping in there.
Oh, bossman. This.
There we go. Just didn't have it set deep enough inside there. Now we can go ahead and put this back on there. There we go. Everything's lined up and inside there. If you go to put this screw in and it goes above the cap or the latch right there and it kind of pushes it down, you'll know that you don't have it in the right spot. But you just kind of have to finagle it. It's normally they just drop right into place, but I can see how if it doesn't line up perfectly right away, and make sure it does. Now I had my fingers all over this, so I just want to re-grease this a little bit right there. I'm going to put that bolt back over there with its other one. That down inside of there. And there's our assembled bolt. I'm going to take a little bit of grease, put it on my O-rings. Remember, you don't need to overdo it. Easy peasy on the greasy. All right, so that's that one. We're going to do another one too. We're going to do, so that was a ice bolt. Have one right here, so I have the original bolt in it, so I'm going to pull this one out there, and I'm going to put this one in. Make sure that it latches into place and everything. And then I do want to test it. I'm going to gas it up. Make sure that it doesn't leak. Definitely sounds different than the other bolt. This is the first time I've shot the Encore bolt inside of a ice. So there we go. So that one's done. We'll set that one to the side. That. Which we're going to do the same thing to. So this is a 2.0 OLED. We've got our stock bolt, which we want to keep. We're going to do a test with these, test the stock bolts with the other one. Well, we're not going to really test them. What we're going to do is really just do it like a sound difference, a performance difference, things like that. We're not going to do a efficiency difference or anything, because these bolts were not designed for efficiency upgrades. They were designed for a smoother shot, less maintenance, to remove the spring, which is the most important part. That sprung bolt assembly is gone. We're not using that anymore. So that's what we're going to do with this one. We're going to change out the bolt so that it no longer requires this sprung bolt assembly. And on this one, you have to take even less apart to do any of the switching, because it's all pre-assembled. And this is only for the ice version. For the OLED version. The ice version, you do have to do more maintenance, which you already saw. I don't really call it maintenance, but more work, if you want to call it that. All right, so let's do the same thing. We're going to leave it all together. We're just going to pull the cap off the back of it. Pull the cap off. Get our set screw off. We're going to remove our O-ring, which we will need. Right there. We're going to use that. I'm going to take this out of the back. Come on. We're going to take this off, and then that's it. We're going to put that in the bin over there for now. Now we do want to grease that up where this is going to run through, so we want to make sure that's not dry, because again, it has those O-rings on there and we don't want to ruin those O-rings. So put that grease in, put that down through, take our pin, put it in there, our bolt O-ring, or a latch O-ring, I guess I should call it. It's not really a bolt O-ring. It is on the bolt, but it does help us secure our latch. Here we go. All right. Reinstall the back of this. Now this one's a little bit more difficult to get done, just because you have less space and you have to make sure that it stays up against the top, otherwise the screw doesn't line up. So once you get it in there and get it threaded through, I think the ice one is easier, but this one is can be a little more problematic sometimes. So let's go ahead and get this into the gun real fast. A little bit of grease on these outer O-rings. Again, don't need to overdo it. And then let's get that installed into the bolt right there, or installed into the gun. Let's get it powered on. And then let's check it for leaks, make sure that we don't have any issues here.
Welcome to the Lux experience. Battery level 80%. Firing mode. Semi-automatic. Vision off.
Turn our eyes off. Gas it up. Don't hear any leaks. Sounding good. Now we'll take these outside and you'll see some videos going up of us doing some comparisons.